So hi guys, yeah. So it's me, Ren, and today, as I promised, and today I want to do a review about the video that I mentioned last time. The MBC do a recording about our church, but then I just found out they not only have one video. Actually, they have a lot of video of it right now, and I can't just do everything at once. So I just gonna do it one by one. I mean, in few episodes, it's not like in one episode. Yeah, so we're gonna just watch the first one first, right here. And basically, I will just talk about like few parts that I feel like I need to understand, and mostly the translation I will just rely on to the YouTube. To be honest, I don't really know Korean, and secondly, I don't think I will find anything reliable on the English translation right now. Yeah, so that's why I will just rely on YouTube in that sense. So let's watch it. Watch together.
그렇게 자란 2세들 중 일부가 PD수첩에 수많은 제보를 보내왔습니다. 수련회 영상과 한학자 총재의 건강과 안녕을 기원하는 기도회. 보통 밤 10시경 시작된다고 합니다.
So this part they are showing our Chanyeong Yoksa, and basically this during the night vigil, and it's the beginning of our night vigil, and usually we'll just do like Ansu clapping, and to be honest, a lot of people just feel like, oh, why they are tapping themselves, right? For us, is the healthy clapping, and I do a little bit like searching online. Sorry, it's Google search, it's not ChatGPT this time. It do talk about like how like, actually it's a common practice for Asian, and you will just see like if you have a Chinese community, you will just see like those uncle auntie and try to just hit themselves in a sense, right? It's not like they are trying to hit to hurt themselves, but at the same time they are trying to make themselves like feeling much more soothing after it. And the Ansu session for us is the same. The Chanyang Yoksa section is the same. So that's what happening right here. Yeah, it usually starts around 10 p.m. And yeah, another thing is about the news reporter. To be honest, I knew who they are. I mean, they approached me last time. Suddenly, I don't know why, right? But they looks like really suspicious. I mean, like because they are much more like a thief into a house. Like they do everything like kind of like hiding, but at the same time we don't want to scare them, right? So we didn't do anything like, wow, you're doing wrong, like we didn't do that. But at the same time I feel kind of like uncomfortable when they trying to do all this, and they call it exposure. I'm like, no, you're this much more like invades instead of exposure. Like expose, you are supposed to show data, you are supposed to show some critics, not something like individuals. Okay, yeah, it's kind of a different thing, but they're doing it, and they're proud about themselves. To be honest, I think their reporters ethics, like their news ethics and their morality is really troublesome in this sense. I don't know, can you all understand me? But yeah, that's what I thought about it at first glance. Yeah, here is the prayer part.
그런데 철야기도회 영상 곳곳에서 아이들의 모습이 보입니다.
Okay, stop a while. I don't know, like, are you like being aware like what's our church being called is the Family Federation for World Peace, right? So actually the main theme for us, the main point for us is family. And It's so normal for our church members to bring their kids all around. And to be honest, if you are trying to do something like a holy sanctuary or something like this, you are usually not really like to have kids around you, because you know kids are making sounds, making noise all the time, and they will just like somehow like stopping the vibe and making the serious occasion not so serious. And so now we're allowing the kids come together. It's just like the Sunday service, and we still see the kids like running all around, right? It's the same situation. And I don't know, I just feel like, well, what do you want to let this child like in the black of the night, like 10 p.m. Inside their house alone, and they're dealing all this loneliness by themselves? No, I don't think so. I don't think this is right. Right. But then in their portrait, they want to say that, oh, the parents are like just ignoring the kids. No, usually if we only Fridays, we will just see a bunch of kids like coming here. And usually, why? Because like the next day they didn't need to go to class, and their parents is thinking, yeah, maybe it's a good time for them to have a little bit of time, and they can meet their friends, the church friends as well, and they can just play around. Yeah. Another kind of Sunday service, and in Korea it's common to have a Wednesday service and a Sunday service like for 2 days. And yeah, I mean in Malaysia usually I only heard like Saturday, Sunday, but in Korea actually it's so usual for them to have like a Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, like, and they have multiple choice, and people still bring their kids. You can't ignore your kids, and because you are practicing your faith, right? So here's the prayer part, and well, their recording qualities is like really sucks, to be
이날
honest.
철야 기도회는 새벽 1시까지 계속됐다고
Yeah,
합니다.
kids can sleep in this situation. Is this surprising? No, it's totally not surprising to me. Like, if you have experienced that when you are a kid, and your parents is like having a business talk, and you're just sitting beside it, and you're just waiting for your parents, and they are talking, they are loud, but whatever is it, when you're tired, you as a kid, you just sleep. No bother, no such issue like, oh, I'm feeling like tortured by my parents because I don't want to, I'm being forced into this situation. No, the kids first, like their main desire for kids is to stay with their parents no matter what. Just to stay with their parents. As long as their parents are looking good in front of them, they will be okay. Yeah. And the worst is that you are trying to ignore your kids, and you just left them alone, and you are trying to claim that, oh, because I just want them, they have only happy life. No, you are not. You are not trying to letting them follow you. You are not letting them to have a sense of belongings. Yeah. Skip a little bit. Much more quicker. After the visual, and they will just pick up the. Oh, okay. Right here is the testimony that I feel a little bit bothersome. I mean, I don't feel like the second gen. I mean, I watched this once, and to be honest, after watching it, I don't feel like it's the second gen spot. I mean, the second gen didn't seems like she mean to attack our church first. Like, I mean, if you look throughout the video, you're gonna feel that, but I'll explain it afterwards. She's explaining the Chenyan Yaksa and the music. Yeah, the clapping that just now I mentioned, and the voice tune right here is like really weird. Like you won't be like hearing it like very comfortable. You will just feel like it's something creepy.
일교에 헌신했고 그럴수록 아현신의 형편은 더 어려워졌다고 합니다.
Yeah, she's still kind of active, I would say.
평소에 속옷도 못 살 정도로 그래요? 옛날에 그 기초 수업자를 막 반찬마다 주는 거 있잖아요. 그런 것도 받았고.
그런 어려운 형편에
I don't really understand the English. Am I understanding it right? But if you know, comment down. Yeah.
서도 아현 씨 어머니는 조상들의 원한을 풀어준다는 통일교 조상회원 축복식에 여러 차례 참석해
Okay, so talking about the ancestral blessing ceremonies. Okay, it's so funny. I mean, because to talk about it, it's really a lot of like precautions you need to understand about our church. I'm not talking about precaution, but something like educations, like just in this way, like for the Christians, if you just tell people that, oh, you just believe in Jesus and you can just enter the heaven, no one will just believe. Same to the ancestral liberation and blessing ceremony. If you say that, oh, you just pay some money and your ancestor will be liberated and blessed, man, no one will gonna believe, right? Same. And yeah, and people just gonna think that, oh, I'm just talking about faith and it's not the same. No, it's the same. That's the same. One, you're sacrificing your time. Another one, you're sacrificing your money. Everything is talking about sacrifice and exchange, in a sense. Yeah, for those who study business, you will just know this very well. Like everything you want to help somebody, you need to sacrifice your own thing. And if you're doing business, you're trying to sacrifice your time, you're trying to sacrifice some part of your thing, and so then you got the exchange, and hopefully the exchange is worth. That's the point.
많은 돈을 지불했다고 합니다.
축복시켜줘야 돼. 목표를
Actually,
향해서는
tomorrow we're talking about like
최단
to
거리로
bless the
돌진해야 된다.
to bless the ancestor and become the tribal messiah. Like when we're talking about the tribal messiah, in our sense, in our church sense, is to become a second true parents. And you are just think that, oh, you're just making your own, like you're just giving money to your church and you say you'll become true parents. Not that easy. Not that easy, to be honest. Actually, everyone should just have their own home church in a sense. And but then it's hard to do. So in a sense, you will just see like a lot of blessed families, they are still doing it, like only giving the money. But I mean, the ideal case actually is for us to everyone to become a home church. And what's the point for you to bless all your ancestors? Is because like, well, you bless them. After you bless them, they don't hold any guilty, they don't hold any shame. You just think about it, they can just survive in the old days. For sure they're gonna kill somebody in a sense, or they just need to like to keep themselves alive, right? And maybe they mock someone, they lie to someone, they did something bad, but it's for survival. But for those who they lied to, for those who they hurt, they won't feel like they are doing good. They don't feel that they are being appreciated in this way. Yeah. So for sure, you're just gonna hold a lot of guilty into it. And so that's why when doing the liberation and blessing, is for your ancestor to wash away all this kind of records spiritually, and so then you won't being accused. But at the same time, there's another part of it, the central evil spirit, which we call the spirits that are being hurt by our ancestor, maybe, or something else that you have done. So you're paying the indemnity somehow. We say indemnity is something like, people just think that you just better die somehow like this. Yeah, but in a sense, you're suffering because of them. Yeah. And so then that's why like we say we need to do the ancestor blessing and liberation. There's a lot of concepts right here. Yeah, so your mother's side have 4 lines to go up, your father's side also have 4 lines to go up. My family did it. Yeah, and actually my parents borrowed the money and did it. And to be honest, from my side, my testimony, I'm proud of it. I'm proud that my parents did it. It's not that because they did it like before everybody else. No, because I can see their faith. To be honest, I think whatever faith you are, having the conviction that you are really like putting efforts into it. That's the faith you are calling it. You have faith in science, you have faith in religion, you have faith in anything. Same. Put your effort, prove it. Prove it as working, prove it as helping everyone. That's the point that you need to do for your life. Instead of like keep on like crying.
그 정도 높은 대까지의 조상은
Okay, continue about it and talking about yeah, talking about the money for liberation. Oh, just a fun fact for you. Actually, every country is kind of different standard. And different country have different standard, but yeah, she's talking about the Korea. Yeah, and I don't think she really knows about the whole system. I'm helping the Chombo Training Center, and so then I know the system much more. I won't say that I will know everything, but I mean much more accurately. At least I have someone to ask, and basically, like she just trying to understand in her sense from her family, and I don't think like she really knows everything, and so then she's just saying this way, and it's not really accurate. But anyway, yeah,
430대
it's a
조상까지
huge money. Yes, it is huge money.
원한을 풀어줘야 한다는데
Let's go continue.
사실 우리도 돈이 없었는데 이 믿고 노력하고 정성을 들이다 보니까 막 친척이 돈을 주고 430대를 완료했습니다. 이러고 막 눈물에 감진하고 막 그래.
통일교
No. Everything you did into our church, your generation record, everything is in the record. we always struggle. Like even for us who are doing all this record, we are struggle to put in all this record because there's a lot of record we are like keep on like inserting every day. Yeah. If you think that now we're just doing like just chilling and just taking your money and for nothing. Sorry for you like not feeling like anything, but I think you need to command your ancestor to do something instead of like just hoping them just suddenly bring you some blessing. Right now your ancestor is the passive one, and just a reminder for those who already done their ancestor blessing. I mean liberation and blessing. You need to do that. You need to command your ancestor. You're not controlled by the spiritual world, but you control the spiritual world.
신도수가 얼마나 되는지는 정확히 알려져 있지 않습니다. 다만 내부 정부의 정통한 관계자들에 따르면 국내 신도수는 2만여 명 안팎일 것으로 추정됩니다.
That's a good number, no? Like, I mean, our church is only like 70 years old, or right? It's around that age, right? It's only around that age, and we have keep it like in the Korea is like 20,000. Not bad. I mean, Korea is much more drifting into a much more like an atheism in a sense for me. Like people is not really believing into religion, and even though they believe into religion, it's because of the group setting instead of like faith. So having this number, and oh yeah, just another fact. A lot of second gens that are not active in our church, and usually is like not being like really like we recorded their name, but they are not really like appearing. And I don't know, do they really count it? Because some of them they will just proclaim that I want to leave the church and please no longer holding my name. Yeah, and we'll just put them into like inactive members and not really counting them into the memberships, but we're still holding the records. Yeah, so bro, there's nothing special here.
한국에 한 2만 명?
I mean nothing special, just think about it. Like the Christianity, the first 400 years. Yeah, and they are like trying to hiding all the way, and they're trying to like do the religion thing like secretly underground, right? And how much will be that like number? Like I know there will be somebody will be very passionate in that sense, but at the same time, like who gonna be like in a really big bunch of people? I don't think it will just really exist in that way.
명? 안 넘는 걸로 알고 있어요. 일본인 신도가 그 정도의 10배라고 보시면 돼요.
50명을 비롯
통일교 신도들의
Yeah,
연간
Japan we have
헌금의
more.
각계는
And that's
수천억
because
원에
like
달한다.
one period of time of Japan, they will just suddenly have a bloom of they have a bloom of growing of membership, and basically because of Cheongpyeong, yeah, and like a lot of people don't really understand like why Cheongpyeong is like so powerful. In a sense, actually, it's like really powerful because it's something really connected to the uh, Eastern, I would say Eastern culture instead of Chinese culture. Yeah, much more connected to the Eastern culture and always talking about the ancestors, and always they will talk about the liberation, right? And I just do a little bit search for it. I don't know, can I consider it such, but in Korea, in Korea, and they were like doing the liberation, the spirit liberation. I mean not inside our church, but outside our church, and they will do the like spirit liberation for cleansing, and just for one spirit. Usually they will cost like 10,000 USD, and maybe there will be more like yeah, I mean it might be more. I mean, 10,000 USD can be like 10 million Korean won. It's pretty crazy amount of number if you're trying to think about it. And a lot of people just trying to say that, oh, your church is like taking money, and how much is your liberation and how much is our liberation? Is it the same? And so then like a lot of people actually don't really like understand, and they just want to just accuse first and instead to understand anything.
다고 알려져 있습니다. 일본 신도들의 헌금이라고.
This part I don't really like understand because maybe it's because of the Japanese.
일본 통일교
they just
피해자들의 약
was
7조
just-
2천억 원가량의 헌금이 한국 통일
Oh, okay. I think, to be honest, I think MBC is much more leftist. Like in this sense, I mean, leftists they usually have their own network, which is usually connected to the China as well. I mean, the information basically the same. And talking about like the court case in Japan and saying that members asking back the money, and they didn't. I mean, there's a very cute data and research right there because it's only like 10% of it, and the organization who is always doing it is called anti-cult uh, anti-cult organization, and anti-cult is only like focusing onto us. And interestingly, their membership, every single one of them inside there are communists. To be honest, it's so funny to talk about it, but it's gonna be a big topic because it connected to the Abe's assassinations, and talking about like why the murderer have the motivation to kill Abe. Actually, his first motivation is to kill Trumada, but he failed, so that's why he just pointing his gun to Abe. Yeah, and Japan, I mean, the Japanese media, the leftists, like mainly they are controlled by leftists. It's in manga, it's either anime. Yeah, it just totally makes sense. But just talking about like how the leftist media and they are trying to portray everything like it's not that person's fault, but because of the Unification Church fault. Like I never heard that Abraham Lincoln being shot, and because of the Christian Church fault, and everyone just saying that it's because of that person's fault, right? It's the same sense of it.
통일교 관련 재단으로 보내졌습니다.
돈이 매달
It's convenient.
아, 현금이요?
네 일본 협회에서 보내는 헌금이
를 독려한다는 통일교.
Continue to pay donation. Like, bro, you are just talking about the period that we are talking about the Cheongwon, and they didn't talk about like the previous period. Also partially.
교의 핵심 교리 중 하나는 만물이 통일교로 돌아와야 한.
만물 복귀해야 돼. 남아.
All things must written, but okay, just a quick sense for you. Like when we talk about the all things must be written, what is all thing? Like in Chinese we say wan wu, and Korean, if I'm not mistaken, is like man wu. And what they're talking about it is not only talking about the money. Like all things, meaning all creations, like even the air, even the sunlight, even the table, even the pen you are using, even everything, like even my mic, yeah, this beautiful mic, yeah, and everything like around you. And we say we say that like after the humankind fall, and all things lost their true owner, and so then that's why we say we need to restore all things. And I don't know. Without the explanation, a lot of people just gonna think that, oh, all things need to be restored, and it means that, oh, the church want more money. And I mean, the portrait itself, I just feel in this way more, and I don't feel good. To be
내가
honest, I feel
없었더라면
uncomfortable because like
여러분들에게
there's no explanation.
희망이
They are
있겠나?
only like shallow way to do their own
그러면
interpretation.
그렇게 할 거야?
Like, well, do you want to do that? A shallow interpretation. You just see somebody just putting their hand on their ass, and you're just gonna think that, oh, because they want to fart or they want to diarrhea that quickly, and not considering like, oh, maybe he or she having a long walk and having a muscle soreness and something, or maybe like a little bit like maybe they want to hide something. A lot of possibility behind, and when it's not spoken, a lot of people tend to just go with the negative side. This go back to the MBTI thingy, but anyway, I don't want to talk about MBTI right here. Yeah, and Trumada here saying that without me, would you even exist? No. Talking about second gen, do it make sense? Yes, totally. Without True Mother, there will be no blessing ceremony. True Father only starts his blessing ceremony after True Mother, a holy marriage with True Mother. So that totally makes sense. Okay. And so then, yeah, guys, don't be surprised.
신앙으로 복귀를 시켜야 돼. 그럼 만물 안에 뭐도 있냐? 돈도 있어. 그러니까 돈을 많이 걷어들여야 돼. 그래야 온전한 돈의 역할을 할 수 있는 거야.
I don't know what's her position, to be honest. I just feel like kinda a little bit self-interpreting. At the same time, I mean, yeah, some current church leader, they will misuse the money, and they will just use all the public funds with their own needs, and they proclaiming by true parents. Like, it's normal sense, right? I mean, even though you look at the Catholics, and when you saw the news about the pedophiles, and they were just also saying, oh, in the name of God, in the name of Jesus. Like, there are still some bad people in the community, and they are holding the positions. And after that, after we knew they are doing something wrong, we just need to tell them, we need to expose it, and so then they need to be like turned down, taking up responsibility or so on. But then in the end, do you need to shut down the whole religion? No, that's not what you're supposed to do.
국가도 마찬가지. 타락한 국가도 통일교 신앙으로 복귀를 시켜야 돼. 그래 그걸 국가 복귀라고 그래요.
No. We didn't say that unified faith. We just have a unified concept first, talking about like we are all one family under God. That's the main concept that we are talking about. Okay, let's continue.
헌금 때문에 힘들기도 해요.
소문 때문에 힘들기도 하죠. 뭐 공문 같은 게 내려와요.
Talking about donation and yeah.
그래서 다 하고
Talking about another donations, and yeah, if you just ask about like, is it difficult to do any donation? For sure, who would be like really good in donation, especially in these centuries, and a lot of people. I mean, the society change is not like the 70s, 80s, or the 90s. Right now, the society change, and there's also, I remember there's a report to say that during the 90s, so whenever like a man just go out to work, they can just sustain a family of 7 to live, because they are paid and their salary and their living expenses is like having a huge gap, so they can just use it in that way. But in nowadays, the most likely I can hear is like 1 to 2 point something, 3 point something. That's already pretty good. And China is worse. China's right now is only like 1.1, and the ratio itself is not really helping them, and so that everybody having stress life. So just thinking about it, and you are trying to do some donation in this era, yeah, for sure you'll feel difficulty. But Do you want to do it? No one is like forcing you in a sense. I mean, yeah. I mean, for the peer pressure, yeah, you will feel like you are being forced. And some people using their words like to trying to tell you that, oh, please just follow me, right? But then, I mean, in a sense, I'm asking that, do anyone force you? I mean, you still have the right to say no if you don't feel good. And as a church, they are not supposed to accuse you. They'll just say that, oh, it's kind of, how to say? I don't know how to say in English. I mean, I have my mind in Chinese. 有一点可惜, like, yeah, something like it's such a shame, but it's okay. Like what a shame, right? If I'm not mistaken, like in English, talking about like 可惜, yeah.
하나는 이렇게 약간 눈치 보이니까 돈을 낼 수밖에 없는 거죠.
자주 와요, 그럼 문자가?
문자라고 하면 교회 갔다가도 맨날 생겨요. 초항공 건설한다고
Another history talking about our church, why we lost our money.
이상한 건물 하나 더 지었잖아요. 그거 한다고 모금에 건 적은 있어요.
Okay, so
가정당 13만 원, 가정당 100만 원 이상 등으로 액수를 지정해놨습니다.
no, they're talking about wrong thing. They are talking about the donation for the Chongwon and it's not the entrance fee. The entrance fee is different.
지난
초림 독생녀 올리마더한
Let's
위상을
try to make it
지신
quick.
초림
지하 4층 PD 수첩은 신뢰 신도들의 헌금을 기반으로 조사.
Yeah, they just making it here like looking very professional. To be honest, like if you're trying to be professional, you won't put in this too. You're wasting just like a space and paper. At the same time, it's not helping you. And you want to putting in big pictures. Okay, yeah, sure, but this too is not really helping you. There's only logo, and logo don't really help you. Logo just giving you a label.
구성됐을 원군 건축 등의 검증을 입수한 200억 원.
Talking about
2023년 기준 집행 누계 약 7,100억 원.
no, they lie here. I mean, the word I'm using lie is that the Chongwon is not fully accomplished yet. They have the opening ceremony, yes, but there are still a lot of maintenance still need to go into it and continue to make it like perfect. It's not fully finished yet. So
이중
then,
교주 생애
the
전시관과
money is
관련해
not-
책정된 예산만
not
약
finished, yeah, for sure.
1,131억. 이런 막대한 건축 비용
okay,
그거보다
continue.
적게 들어가는 경우는 물론 가능은
Oh,
하겠지만
okay.
일반적인 경우에는 잘 없죠.
아, 보통 예산보다 더 많이
Here is talking about like the budget is higher than what it's supposed to be. No, it's not. It's not what it's happened. To be honest, no. So that's why I
들어갈
say
수밖에
it's
없죠.
not.
공사하다 보면
It's not
과 관련해
accurate.
확인을 요청했고 다
Yeah. See, like this part of
함에
it,
놀랐다고 했습니다.
they have the most beautiful music from our church side, and they mute everything. Bro, so
거기
mean.
있는 그림들이 자개일 거예요. 1층에 내려가면 3층 높이 정도 되는 엄청 큰 대문이 있는데
Sleep over.
그거 열고 들어가면 다 금박 처리되어 있어요. 거기 조명이나 카페, 가구, 석재 주변에서 한 에서 들어왔을걸요?
Yeah. So it means beautiful,
주변에서
right?
하는 말이 일반 식구들만
But the music is not making it beautiful. The music is making it mysterious.
불쌍하다고 11조 내고 헌금하라고 하면 다 했는데 다들 지 맘대로 쓰고
한학자 총재의 약한 종교적 권위를 외적으로 선전하고 드러내기 위한 하나의 방편인 거죠. 그 초능공은 독생녀의 마지막 업적.
Okay. I just try to see right here. It's just a way to hourly promote and show off the weak religious authority of the president of Anaksha. What did you show? Like, oh, you don't have this building, or you don't have anything else, and that's it. Sorry to say, but actually, this is also part of the like idea that True Father also planned together with True Mother last time, and True Father even say the Chombo Training Center. Besides the Chombo Training Center, we need to have a team park. We need to have a cable car, and to attract the tourists, so that when they come, they will liberate their spirits automatically without they knowing. Like we mean in a way that they are we are making them more happy in their life and less being interrupted spiritually. Like that's like true parents trying to do. It's not trying to implanting like something like, oh, you forced to follow me, but it's much more like, oh, I will try to do whatever I can do for you to have a better life. And the Chongwon is being registered under the name of museum. Bro, what you are expecting? Like inside there just empty and making nothing. Oh, you just don't even try to talk about Mormon. You are not even trying to talk about the Buddhists. You're not even trying to talk about the Christians. What are you going to talk about the Vatican and so many buildings out there? They are great. And why is great? Because people putting up their efforts together and making something grand, something great together, and that can be lost in the history, lost in the earth. And so then the descendants can remember it. Amazed by it.
적으로 산학적 중재가 그거를 강요했다.
I thought you are leftist, but at the same time you are trying to be a little bit anti-feminism. Okay.
이렇게 나는 이해해요. 그것도 사실이고.
한학자 총재 집권 뒤 통일교회는 새로운 상품들도 속속 등장했다고 합니다.
From what I know, not directly, but okay.
아현 씨는 조상의 원혼을 달래준다는 효정원을 400만 원에 구입했습니다.
One is the ancestor house that we mentioned.
기도드리는 거. 이게 마지막인 줄 알았거든요.
Okay. Here is the really wrong part. Like here they only put True Mother photo, and seems that everyone only worshipping True Mother, and putting the ancestor house that they just now put the name of True Mother Han Hakja at first, and putting like say that this building by her, and like putting right here. To be honest, I think this portrait itself is really dirty. Firstly, unificationists won't put this kind of photo. Usually it's like true parents photo that they stand together. This is the first thing. Secondly, usually when we put the Hyojong one, or we have another at the ancestor house, we putting at a side way. Like, so we have 8 candles, or maybe somebody just put one, and they'll put the Hyojong one at the side. It's not at the middle, it's at the side. It's much more like, this is the ancestor house, but we put it at the side that we are trying to, it's not worship. Okay, firstly, I need to clarify. We're putting like true parents photo because true parents, why are we calling them true parents? And like, and actually the name is like true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. There's a theology in behind, but in a sense, we try to I try to let you understand is that it's the first time in the history that a couple together can bring happiness to God, and because they fulfill what they need to achieve as into the unity between husband and wife, and as well as they doing all this like efforts into the world peace. And so then the last time that God can only experience on the male side is Jesus Christ, because he is the only begotten son, and right now we have the only begotten daughter with the second coming of the Messiah. I mean the only begotten son, second coming, the second event. And so then they met together and they become husband and wife, and so then God can experience both sides, the male side and the female side, as a father, as a mother. And so then God can, through our Sun, Moon, and Han Hakja, and so then they too become the embodiment of Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother, and so then they become the first couple that do it, the first parent that do it. So that's why we call them true parents. It's not that they are the only one, but actually everyone needs to be, but because they are the first one, so that's why we call them true parents.
저는 이 집을 사줬단 말이에요. 400만 원짜리.
Yeah, I already mentioned like here is not accurate.
영들이 붙어있대요. 척추 몇 번에 영이 몇 명? 팔에 몇 명? 다리에 몇 명?
Here is
머리에
talking
몇 명?
about the centrifugal spirits that go around your body. If you're trying to study about like your family history, and you will just find out a very cute or something like significant pattern for those who are having cancer in their family, in their lineage. They usually have a higher risk possibility to get a cancer as well. And so then like for the situation for other diseases, it's the same, diabetes as well, and even something with some genetic disorder, it's the same. Why it happened? Do you think that it will be like always like so natural and we don't have any chance to have the mutation? No, actually not. But why it just always happen in the sense? And so then our church understanding, firstly because of her ancestor, and secondly because of like the central evil spirit that trying to accuse you because of your ancestor. Yeah, both just happens. No. Like for you to just give girl, oh my god, maybe your parents like really ask you to do a lot of like offering in this sense, but okay, like for you to just diagnose, you just need to give a donation of gratitude. You can just give 1,000 won, which is around like $1 or even like lesser. Like somebody will just give really less, like because we are coming all around the world and everybody have different like financial situations, and for those who want to do the liberations, and the central evil spirit liberation is much more like the focus liberation from a central evil spirit, because like you think that you're trying to clapping yourself and all the spirit will just come out easily. Not really easy, especially when you're bringing a resentful heart and like trying to say that you just get off from my body, and they will be like, why I having so much resentment and why you are telling me to get off. Like it's not making sense for them. And so then it's much more like we're trying to like, okay, comfort, okay, sleep and bring you out, and then require a lot of like energy, to be honest. And yeah, and for those who just suddenly do a lot of liberation, good luck, but I won't recommend somebody to do that because that's kind of draining your energy at the same time. And yeah, for you to just do a liberation, okay, yeah, you need to pay the money. But we never force anyone to pay the money, so I don't know what's the point to show you out right here, like directly. Maybe they want to say that the church forced to make people like feeling like not safe, like their body having the spirits. Everybody body have their spirits all the time, but just that if you want to liberate. If you don't want, sorry.
어떠셨어요? 그래서 그 얘기를 들었을 때?
그치, 오빠는 얘기를 듣고 라는 생각이 들었어.
정에 못 이겨 40일간 숙식.
교회를 나간다고 하는데 내가 과연 행복해질
Okay, girl, no worry. Your mother, maybe she come here, she's old, and she will having a little bit suffering, but I think she will be good. Or else, like, she won't come. I mean, as the old people, they come here. Usually, I would just say the old people is the most grateful one all the time. Maybe it's a shocking fact for the reporters, or they try to hide it. I don't know, but yeah.
수 있을까? 무서웠다.
Yeah, okay. So, come to the peak that I want to talk about it.
안 뜯어가는 거 바라지도 않아지. 조금만 뜯어. 돈이 진짜 메시아였으면 좋겠어.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Actually, I wish the church were real. The world was oppressing us. The unification movement was real. And my parents.
진짜 메시아였으면 좋겠어.
But she say like champumoney, so I think it's like true parents were the real Messiah.
아니라고 생각해도
No matter how much I think it's not true, I still think that way in my head.
그게 다 맞았으면 좋겠어.
And deep down, I wish they were all true. So guys, see, like as a second chair, she says she wants to believe this all true. And okay, here's the part I'm trying to talk about it. So everything in the beginning, we're talking everything like in a negative way. And suddenly you just say that, oh, she's still trying to be like believing like here is like all true things, right? And like she's trying to putting hopes onto herself. What do you feel like in this way? I mean, the video can be edited, right? The testimony always you can edit it. And how would you feel like being like show this part of it? I mean, the sequence wise is very important. It's much more like showing that I don't know what the syndrome is called, the situation is being called, but for those who are always trying to giving themselves a hard life, but then like they still love the one who oppressing them. Like I feel the portrait itself is going this way, but if just thinking this way, she tried to put they do the edits, they put in this part of it at the very beginning, and after that talking about like, oh, what's the good side of the church and what is the bad side of the church, or what's the confusing side of the church, the result going to be very different, very very different. So I feel like this to be honest, I feel like this news is not a news, it's much more like a propaganda propaganda city, propaganda factory, agenda factory.
우리 엄마, 아는 이모들, 내 친구들, 내 삶이 부정당하지 않으니까.
See, like she want to believe that everything is true, everything is correct. Well, it's kind of interesting to see all this, like how it happened, and people like still don't really understand, and like putting it everything like the blame onto us, right? Okay, I can just hide this away. Okay, whatever. Two side. Kind of interesting. Okay. Yeah. So then, for me, like to talk about a story and making it like sounds depressing is always like so easy, to be honest. I mean, just thinking this way, like if one day I just putting this name, do a story together with me, okay? We'll go with something really taboo, and hope you all just can understand like why I'm putting up this story, because I just trying to use something that sounds wrong, but at the same time it's totally fine. Okay, for some people they don't really like feel it. For those, I mean, MBTI was TI functioning. Okay, so bear with me. So one day, put your father's name, then your mother's name, only their name, okay? Being found they having sex. Is that something like really surprising? But is it sounds really taboo in a sense, like if you read it out loud? Is it supposed to be normal? I think yes. Like you're a couple, or else why you are here, right? Don't tell me about like kissing for 10 seconds and you already have a baby. No such kind of thing. I mean, just try to talk about something real. And sometimes you need to know, while media trying to portray something that can making your emotions feel really unstable. And that's the first thing they need to do for you. And that's also what's happening while I'm talking about the communists. And what was the first strategy for the communists to do something? Making a clear agenda into something like blurry. And making something blurry into no sense. And making something no sense into a new agenda. And changing into their own agenda. And that's the point for them. Yep. And that really sucks, but just for you all to have a little bit like touch wood, and yeah, that's how it's always happening in the media. And today I only do the first video, and there's a lot of like other video that I saw, and I think I will still continue talking about it and sharing about my thoughts and my reactions as well. Yeah, but I don't know like when. I can't really give a promise, but yeah. Hope you all just like this video, and if you like it, put a like, subscribe, and also comment down in the chat and like letting me know what's your thoughts, and what which part do you think that you as a Christian, you as a Buddhist, you as a Muslim, you want to like do a discussion with me as well. Yeah, let's do it, and hope you all like it, and see you in the next video. Bye. Hi guys, and you can just as you can see, just now the screen recording is not like really like good quality, and so then like I would like to ask you all, like, do you have any recommendation, like any sites or any like good apps for, or I mean downloads website, yeah, for me to download a good screen recorder and something, and so that I can just do it much more better in a sense. Yeah, right. And so then, yeah, hope you all can give me some suggestions as well. Yeah, thank you.